is the smell of mystery.
It certainly is. Hello, everyone. They call me Muse, and I welcome you back to the Thaumaturge, where we're exploring a burned homestead looking for clues.
True fear.
A charred ragdoll, caked with a hard crust of fear, a child's fear, a girl's terror. It belonged to Vesna. So I'm going to jump to a conclusion right away. Vesna was abused in some form by the elder who lives here. She may have been the one who burned down his house. And that is what has led to this issue. She bears the flaw of wrath. And that has led to all the problems that the village is currently suffering. These are the wild conclusions that I'm jumping to as soon as we begin this episode. I'm also going to take a point in word. 50% chance of interrupting the enemy's planned action with a strike of some sort. That's good. That's cool. That's 1 point in each. That'll allow us to decipher things back at the village. Maybe we go ahead and do that right now. Well, let's see. This door frame survived the fire. There's an attempt to break down the door. Fear of flames has embedded itself deep in the fabric of the door frame. And trepidation about losing a loved one. So this belongs to an impetuous person of some sort, but we're not sure who.
A horrible death.
A dried bloodstain? Let's see. The wound inflicted with the scissors wasn't large, but it was accurate. So somebody was stabbed to death in this burning house. Interesting. I'm still going to say that was Vesna stabbing the elder. That might be everything that we can do around here. What you got to say for yourself, Upir?
This house was always full of fear, and its owner was still alive when the house caught fire. Someone wanted to kill him. The fire only covered up the crime. The murder gave birth to the flaw that you attached to, didn't it? I'll find you when I track down the murderer. I know who owns this doll. Maybe I should give them back to her. She ought to know more about what happened here.
I think she does know. So we can draw a conclusion. Vesna smells of fear. Fear of being found out?
I hope you've got what you want now, Thaumaturge. Because I think it's time to get out of here.
Oh, it's those guys again.
Why the hurry, Father? We're the Tsar's men. How about the donation for the Tsar's army?
There are no Russian outposts here.
I think this is the guy with the nice boots.
You're the guy who trashed our comrades?
Yeah, I can do it again.
I can do exactly the same to all of you.
He's not as weak as he looks. He actually looks better than he did the other day.
But not counting the priest. He's still alone.
Not anymore, I'm not.
And it's a rumbling time. Let's have a look at our upgrades. So we can put something on strong attacks. We know how strong attacks work at this point. So what did we put on there? Thief of Thought. Yeah, that can stay on there. Fortune. Chance of interrupting the enemy's planned action. That might be good on quick attack. And then planned attacks, we can restore our focus with those. Gamble. Double damage on there, maybe? Oh, what's this saying about flaws? Our flaw is pride, and we nurture it by making the right choices, and it will impact the course of events in the future. So, it's hard to say how that's going to work in general. And there's Upir, who's our heart Salator, and there's his abilities, but we can't do anything to change or control those. So that's fine. Let's kick off this rumble. Now, is Big Man over here the big threat? Maybe. He's only got one focus. Everyone's only got one focus. And then what do we want to do with Upir? We could reduce someone else's focus, maybe. Yeah. So Upir can also reduce people's focus. That's good. So you get a bit confused. You can get a bit confused as well. You can give me a punch. That's fine. We can live with a punch. Now, as for Big Lad over here. Strong attack, 60% chance of double damage. Nice. And then maybe we just reduce this guy's focus as well with Upir. Bam! Get down. You get confused. Now this lad. Yeah, he's not recovering his focus, is he? So let's smack that lad about. And then Upir can attack this one, perhaps. With Not This World. Restores our health points by 2. Bloody Penance deals less damage and it's slower. Yeah. Get dead. Got back a bit of health. Oh, he's clubs us right in the face. Oh, and he got his focus back. Mother trucker. We could go for a quick attack and possibly interrupt him. And then Upir can remove his focus again so we can strong attack him next turn. And we did, it appears, interrupt his move. So that's great. So now he's just going to get wrecked.
Are you alright, sir?
Me? Yes, but can these salutors also help you in a fight? Can you manipulate people and cast these demons into their minds?
Generally speaking, yes. Are you sure you're alright, sir?
Call me Grigori.
Let's head back. I have to visit someone in the village who can tell me more about what happened here.
Back to the village then. Back to Vesna. And now we've got the word points as well to investigate the items outside of her home. Let's see what we have here.
Luca. He must be the one who saved Vesna from the fire.
Ah, so this wooden box belongs to Luca. Risked his life to save Vesna from the fire. Good man.
There are so many words of love inscribed here.
So the axe also belongs to Luca. So Luca and Vesna are now the married couple. He's a violent man, but he has a sincere love for Vesna. He would never commit violence against her. They're impulsive. They can get lost in anger and arguing. But they sincerely love each other and their love burns with a hot flame. So there's no domestic violence in this house.
Now I know that woman's trace. Vesna and her husband both left traces of themselves at Vasily's burned out farmstead. Luca sincerely loves his wife. You think he loves her strongly enough to kill for her? You're right. It'd be better to ask Vesna about that.
I hadn't considered that. I assumed it was just Vesna herself who'd done it, but maybe not. Maybe that's why she's so fearful, because she fears that Luca will get found out and taken away from her.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over.
Please open the door. I'd like to have a chat about your husband.
He'd better not be here when he gets back. He's not as talkative or polite as I am.
Okay, so she threatens people around town that he's going to beat them up.
I know you're scared, but please just open the door a crack and let me ask one quick question.
What do you what?
Now, we could try and calm her down a bit. We've got the heart for it.
Please, don't be afraid. I just need to know where I can find your husband.
He's chopping wood in the clearing by the forest.
Okay, so that took away the option to give her the doll, but that's fine. Perfectionism, self-cast, makes every attack on the enemy deal the maximum possible damage. I don't know if that's amazing. Most of our attacks don't have that wide a range, do they? Lucky chance, 60% chance of slowing the enemy's actions. That might be cool. I'm thinking we'll focus heart and mind. A more practical victor might focus on deed and word, but we're going to focus on the less tangible side of things. So let's go for a point of mind. And we now know where we need to go next. I don't know if there's any point speaking to the wise woman again, but we can have a quick look. Okay, there's nothing else to learn from wise woman, so we're off to the clearing.
Again.
This time, it's a matter of life and death.
Was that
How is your search going?
a Puskat?
Almost finished. I know who's attracting the Bukavach.
Can you reveal that secret?
It's Luca. It has to be Luca.
Do you still want to catch that Salutor?
Yes, absolutely.
Despite the risk?
I hope I can persuade you to come with me.
That's an enormous favor you're asking me. I hope you'll be able to return it.
I give my word.
Did you hear? We're going to see Luca Bogosian.
Pretty sure that was a Puskat in the background of that conversation, even though it was blurred for some of the time.
I'm not here to fight.
Luca!
You shouldn't have threatened my wife.
Why did you do this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one who brought the Salutor here. The spirit that you all say arrived in the village after Vasily's death. The Salutor is what's making fear consume you all and making you hot-headed. And it's because of your flaw, which has been within you since the murder took place.
A murder might just be about to take place.
Cut off his head.
That's not going to help matters.
Tear off his head before he opens his mouth again.
Yeah, she's the one with the flaw.
Unless you're the one that killed him.
I thought so.
And I'd do it again if I could. Get out of here!
Here you are, Bukavach. Vesna's flaw is mine, and you're mine.
Alright then. Suddenly we get difficulty options. I think we'll go with balanced. It's my first playthrough. And we've got to fight with a wild Salutor. Get rid of the shadows that protect them. Vanquishing the shadows weaken the Salutor, but then they'll fight back more fiercely. The bar tells you when the Salutor will send more enemies against you. Okay, this bugger's got a lot of focus. Not a huge amount of health points though. We have a new upgrade. 60% chance of slowing the enemy's actions. 50% chance of interrupting. I think I'm going to put Lucky Chance on Diversion and Thief of Thought on Strong Attack. I don't know, can I only put one of these on? I thought with its 3 symbols you'd be able to put 3 on. But maybe not. Maybe because it's listed as a bottom level attack. I can only put on like a bottom level, then a second level, then a top level, maybe. Very well. So, what's happening here? Slow swing. Doom. Receives damage at the end of every round. So suffering is like a damage over time attack. It could reduce focus and slow them down. But I think a better plan is just launch a quick attack. And Bloody Penance deals a fair amount of damage. Get jabbed, son. And another jab. $13 damage. So it took less damage than it initially said because they'd already lost some health. And now we are suffering. We've got a state, basically. Yeah, damage over time. That's fine. So we could punch this lad again and potentially interrupt him. Removes all negative states from me. So that would just remove suffering, right? Yeah, it removes it from me. Good. So now he's got 9 left. A quick attack might interrupt him again. I don't think there's much point doing anything really. Any other attacks would be slow with Upir. Ah, we failed to interrupt him, and then, yeah, now we've got suffering again. Okay. So here's the thing, we do another attack, he's going to drop. And then Upir's not going to be able to remove suffering from me, possibly. Whereas if we do a planned attack, and then Upir acts first, that's suffering removed. No, you're going to summon in 2 more. Who's this bugger? Father's Shadow. Vesna's father? Maybe? Quick attack would potentially interrupt his actions. Ah, but he's also only got 1 focus, so we could knock him off with a strong attack next turn. So let's give Vesna's Shadow a quick jab. And then Upir can remove his focus. That's broken him. So now we can strong attack him and he'll go down. As for Vesna, she's not broken down, so we can't do a huge amount. Eerie Intoxication would restore some of our health points. So that's farther out of the way. We're suffering though, unfortunately. I should have realised that was probably going to come in. But at least we'll get some health back. And then, let's see. Quick attack. Yeah. We got a chunk of health back there, which is great. Quick attack gets the job done. Down she goes. Bukovac is bested, I guess. Vehemence. I guess that's like Wrath. I guess they're not strictly tied to like the 7 deadly sins or anything.
You lose. You're going crazy again, you blind fool.
A little faith, Thaumaturge. Focus on what's true. My voice is true. I am the truth, you see. Look.
Cool. So thanks to Rasputin's help, we can in fact tame this bugger. An untamed Salator won't obey our orders. It stops us from developing and weakens our perception. But Rasputin soothed his anger.
Unbelievable.
How do you feel? Are you all right?
Well, I don't think I'm hallucinating, but that means I'm currently facing a crowd of furious lumberjacks with axes, so I'd say I've been better.
We can take him.
What? I'm telling the truth. I do it again. None of you understand anything. It's because of this magician. It's his fault.
The magician didn't kill Vasily. He didn't bring the evil here. You're a witch! To the stake with her! To the stake!
And you, why are you just standing there? Are you just letting them do this? Fine, I'll handle it myself. I did it before, and I can do it now.
What have you done? Go. You don't need to see this.
So, we could use our heart or deed to prevent Luca from making any rash decisions. But we've also gained the knowledge required to confirm that he does love Vesna. I feel like that one's probably the better option.
Think, Luca. Your feelings for Vesna are still true, I know that. Hear out her reasons before you do anything.
Okay. You two better not come back to the village! As if we wanted to.
Okay, so we didn't learn exactly why she killed the Elder, but I feel like we can make a fairly solid conclusion as to why. Now, deed is where the Bukovac hangs out. But we're going to put an extra point into heart. We've actually got 2 points in deed already because just taming the Bukovac gives us an extra point in it. I see. We're going to learn action reaction if we get far enough in this path, so that's nice. Maybe I can't put any more points into mind or word until I've got more Salators on side. That's possible. This traveller wants to chat.
Excuse me, sir? Do you happen to know when the train arrives? The postmaster said it's usually no more than an hour late, so it should be here any moment. I got a tougher question for you.
Pardon?
Will this train get me close to Albuquerque?
I'm afraid that's an ocean away, and even to the ocean you've got a ways to go.
Thank you. Ever since I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, I can't get my bearings. Things I've seen, sir. Places I've been. I just can't get to Albuquerque.
Is he literally referring to Albuquerque? Or is that some sort of metaphor? Because I've failed to see how you could get lost in Albuquerque and end up in Georgia. Unless he thought this was like the other Georgia. Stranger things have happened. Now, we didn't play a trick on this man earlier, so maybe he'll be nice to us.
I wanted to send 2 telegrams, one to Warsaw and one to Paris.
Mr. Shulsky, I was meant to send for you when the driver came to get the mail. My condolences about your father.
Oh dear.
Do you still want to send something?
Did you come to say goodbye to me?
More like to share my fear. Your condition yesterday, after the fight with that Bukovac, it troubled me. I don't think my treatments are having a long-lasting effect. And you don't look the best. Do you feel all right?
I've just learned some bad news.
I've just heard that my father is dead.
My condolences.
After your treatment, when I was hallucinating, I saw him. I heard his voice for the first time in years. I'm sure it was him. A strange feeling.
Maybe he came to say goodbye. Maybe it was his last chance to speak to you. A prophecy.
I hope not.
What do you intend to do now?
I feel like we should go to Warsaw. I thought the game was set in Warsaw, but we've not been there yet, so let's go that way if we can.
I have to bury my father in Warsaw. What about you?
Thanks to you, I don't think I have anything else to do here. I had a little time to think about what I saw in your mind. Tell me, Victor, have you ever seen a human skull cracked open on the cobblestones?
No, it's not come up in my day-to-day life.
I haven't.
I have. The skull of Franz Ferdinand himself, with his brain spilling out onto the sidewalk. I also saw the white steps in Odessa running with blood. A battlefield blanketed in lethal fog, with faceless beings emerging from it. This hasn't happened yet, but I saw it as clearly as I see you now. Thanks to you, I know that I can stop it. I know that I am part of history, and I can change it. Even at the cost of scorn, contempt, or my life. You promised me a favor, so Warsaw sounds perfect.
Guess that's our prologue taken care of. And there's the title drop. Is this a real place? Hopefully not.
Warszawa! Warsaw! Warsaw! Last stop, Warsaw. Time to wake up.
It's clouding over.
The weather is like my mood.
Aside from the circumstances of the funeral bringing you back, you hadn't thought of ever returning here?
Let's tell him what we think.
I hate this city. It always makes me think of the stench of vodka, sweat, and urine. Corruption, poverty, and trust me, no justice but street justice.
I'm sure something must have changed since you left.
But probably not for the better.
What about the people? Those close to you? You'll never miss them?
What do the papers say?
The only person I consider close is my sister. But Varsovians? Let's see. Workers are striking. They want to take advantage of the Tsar's visit to Warsaw. The protests are being violently suppressed. Last week, around a dozen people were killed. Polish Socialist Party militants attacked a train. They stole money, bonds, and explosive materials. They're also suspected of robbing a transport of Dutch pomade. The socialists in Warsaw must look pretty sharp then.
Further along, we've got murders, muggings, and politics.
The newspapers feed on sensation. Remember that in darkness, even a small spark can be seen clearly. Even I can feel hope from all the people riding with us. Can't you?
Yes.
Even without my powers, I can tell that hope is bringing people here from all three partitions. Miners, steelworkers, governesses, maids, speculators, thieves. I've forgotten to read a few of our fellow passengers' possessions, and I know that hope can have many faces.
Will you share that knowledge with me?
Of course we will.
There's a terrified woman riding with us. She's either running away or in hiding. I think that gentleman is smuggling something, because excitement is all mixed up with guilt inside him. And this dandy, he's going whoring.
If there's something I've learned in life, Victor, it's never to neglect the horse.
Warsaw, end of the line. Welcome to Warszawa.
I think the time's come to ask where you plan to stay.
I'll let you know when I come up with something.
He'll find something. He'll find a young woman with a spare bed. What was that? A saluter in the area, maybe?
When people unite, empires fall.
So the way forward is that way, so obviously we're going to run this way. And just check if anything exciting's happening. Alas, no. Yeah, nothing to do except go down the stairs. What say you, newspaper? Police are out looking for troublemakers. Protesters demanded that thaumaturgy is punishable by death. Well, we cannot have that. So, we can continue to put points into heart. And I will. Action, reaction. And now heart is going to cost 2 points for an upgrade. That's fine. We intend to fight with our heart. And with our mind. Anti-thaumaturge leaflets. Plotting to bring down the economy and take control over society. Protect the children. It's always protect the children. And a wanted notice. I think I'm not going to try and pronounce that man's name until someone says it out loud. But he's the leader of the Shivs. A sizable man, blonde hair and blue eyes. A thief and a murderer, apparently. Do we believe everything we read? The Governor General of Warsaw is being released from his duties, replaced by his second in command. Interesting. Okay, the Emperor of Russia, and the King of Poland, and the Grand Duke of Finland, and his Tsarina are visiting Warsaw. 11-hour workdays are killing us, damn right. Let's reduce them to 9 working hours. Well, it's a start, I suppose. Then we've got a menu for this restaurant. Wonderful. Wait a minute. Oh, portioned caviar. I thought it said poisoned caviar. But no. Also, while I was in this menu, I saw this. Also, it's changed a lot. Only my father is still the same. Distant and cold. At least now he has an excuse. Dang. Act 1. The city that does not forget. Cutscenes are a little janky. I don't know if that's the game or if that's just my PC finally getting too old to record modern games.
Why such a crowd?
The circus has come to town.
These are troubled times. Brothers turn against brothers. Russia has had enough bloodshed. The violence must stop. When socialists attempt to divide Russia and her subject nations, to dent the sword that smote the enemy at Grunwald, this demands my decisive action. Thus, by my grace, I hereby appoint as Governor-General of Warsaw, Georgi Antonovich Skowon.
A
Boom.
butcher.
Not a popular guy, I presume.
I see you ain't from here. That swine keeps a photo album of all the folks he's had shot at the Citadel.
Before and after execution.
I was just about to ask that. It's pretty weird.
Warsaw! The time for leniency and indulgence is over. From the moment this office is bestowed on me, no forces hostile to the subjects of Greater Russia will have any further right to exist. None! Whether it be brutal socialist subversives, communists, Jews, or other satanic provocators.
He sure knows how to unite a crowd.
Pardon me. Are you Polish?
Yes. We've been away, but we're Polish.
Yes, I feel Polish. My name's Victor.
Wanda.
This is Russia here. Like it or not. Warszawa. Время террора закончилось.
Иди нахуй!
My first
That
decision
guy's in
as
trouble.
Governor General of Warsaw. Arrestować.
Great heroes in their sense of timing. Of course, now they're the first ones in the fight.
Samoobladanie, Polyaki. We want that rebel. The Loudmouth.
Damn.
What happened?
Be a gentleman. Please kneel and tie my shoe.
Of course.
I didn't dare suggest it myself.
What she drops.
Can I ask you a tiny favor? The Russians can't find out about this. The military is just looking for an excuse to suppress the crowd, and these workers are dreaming of thrashing a Russian gendarme.
Either one of you confesses to disturbing the peace, or всех забирай. We'll take you all in.
You can't handle all of us.
Can you get us out of here?
It's going to be tricky, but we'll do our best.
I think I'm open to any kind of suggestion.
With a book like that, I'd find out what would convince one of these bastards to let us go.
She knows about thaumaturgy.
Or I'd take on that self-appointed leader of the proletariat.
Interesting strategy.
Who are you exactly, Fonda?
Who are you, really?
A damsel in distress.
Those don't usually hide ammunition in their stockings.
Can I explain it to you another time?
Go on then.
I'm going to take a look around.
We will figure something out. What can we learn from this area? So we've got her bullets. Meant to benefit the cause. She's done this before. So what else can we learn in this area? Anything much? Can't go that way at all. We could talk to the workers' leader. But are we going to be able to convince anyone of anything? Really? A police barrier. The gendarme commander sat at the barrier. He wants to return to the warmth of his home. He just needs a scapegoat. So is that the sergeant? I guess it must be.
Pardon me, gentlemen.
The crowd has received the order. For now, zero response.
We'll give them a moment. To arrest them all, book them, interrogate them. Gospodi will be home in November.
Gentlemen, please forgive me. Maybe there's a faster way to get this situation resolved.
Back off, Polyak, or we'll start shooting. Paniatno, scrum. Dawaj.
Something continues to elude us. Okay. We could use one of our floors. But we're missing something. Is it something we can learn by talking to the other people?
Do you think it's a good idea to stir people up and send them to face bullets and bayonets?
What do you want then? My whole life on my knees? Kissing Ruski's ass?
Do you want bloodshed here?
Do you realize blood is about to be spilled? And that it might be mine? Fuck off!
Okay, so yeah, this man is a charismatic leader and it's going to lead to trouble. So we could potentially just get the workers' leader taken away. Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Didn't Corporal tell you we're going to shoot?
So we can cause the sergeant to accuse the worker. Our goal is to get Wanda to safety, right? Invoking our last name. That might allow us to get to safety, maybe with Wanda as well, but it doesn't really solve the issues.
Достаточно. Should we go in and capture the worker who's mouthing off and let the rest go?
Da, Sierżant. We can use anyone as an example.
Szagom marsz!
Hopefully this will minimize the bloodshed.
Goodbye.
You're welcome.
I wanted to thank you at our next meeting. We could use someone like you.
We? Meaning the people you were carrying ammunition for and who got you Dutch pomade for your hair.
You haven't just got pretty eyes, you know how to use them. Maybe you'll find time one day for some jam donuts at Burke Rotblitz's?
Maybe we will. That sounds very much like a code. They'll be like, we don't have any jam donuts, but maybe you'd like to come into this back room and see what we do have. And then it's revolutionaries. Or maybe we've just got a date. It's hard to say. I guess now our path just takes us this way. And now maybe we're free to roam about the city a bit. We do have a map. We've got a carriage nearby. Tram stops, more carriages. That's pretty much all we understand at this point. Bunch of locked doors. And a police station. And a hotel. I guess we're going home. Well, we're going to where Father lived anyway. In that carriage, perhaps? Carnival ball at the public casino. All sorts of dances on the go. So do we just roam around this area and try and snag everything that we could possibly find? It's more XP, and we do like XP. I suspect we are coming back here, though, multiple times. But it might be nice to get some XP now. Propaganda brochure. Okie doke. Complete harmlessness of cloacal waste to humans. Okay. I don't think we need to read any more of that to know that that is in fact a load of shit. I wonder if our sister's at the funeral. I would assume that she's going to be there. Looks as though we can catch either a tram or a carriage to get to where we're going. We should probably be frugal, take a carriage. And here we go. The cemetery. Marble angels smile mockingly. watching everything from behind the cemetery gate. Also, it says barber. There's a barber at the cemetery? Seems unusual, but I suppose it could be the case. A brochure. The Grand Derby. Nearly got the XP for another point. All this reading is turning out to be good for us. And that's where we need to be. This looks like a fairly small area, so I don't know if there's anything else to read around here, so I guess we'll just waltz on in. Oh, wait.
Excuse me, may I? I need to get to a funeral.
Oh, no. I was going to read things, but...
He's a tempermancer. Don't let him through.
Shady guy. All these pride options seem to be coming up. The ones I want to pick when there's fights to happen. Get out of my way.
I'm asking you kindly, get out of my way before things get nasty.
Get that heretic with fire and sword.
Yeah, I'm not going to indulge my flaws every time I see them. But you better believe I'm dealing with these chumps. Perfectionism. Makes every attack on the enemy deal the maximum possible damage. And it says 7. So I guess that means it will last for 7 rounds. But yeah, it's only a little bit of extra damage, right? It's not huge amounts. Oh, we've unlocked Old Wound, so we can now dot people up with suffering. And then we can reduce their focus by points. So, we receive 3 to 4 damage at the end of every round. So we dot them up, maybe. And we buff ourselves with perfect efficiency at the same time. And then we smack them with other things. That could work. Action reaction is a better quick attack. So maybe we put Fortune in it. But I guess we can't also put Thief in there because, as we've discovered, they're different. We could put Thief... Thief is now worthwhile now that we can dot people. Maybe we put Thief in Diversion, because we're looking to reduce people's focus if we're using Diversion. Might be overkill sometimes. But that's fine, I think. So let's kick this off. You can preview both your and your Salitus skills. This will help you plan your attack. You can summon another one at any time. A green frame around their image means they're exceptionally effective in a fight with the given enemy. Read the description above them to find out why they might be useful at that moment. Okay, so there's our boy Oop here. Focus deprivation will be more effective against this enemy. Yeah, because they've only got 3 focus. If we reduce their focus, and we also divert, we're only going to reduce their focus by 2 points, because we haven't yet dotted them up. So what if we dot them up first? Also, enemy reinforcements are on the way, but that's fine. Yeah, you suffer, my friend. Now, if we divert, this guy is going to lose all of his focus. And then Oop here can... We can't queue up breakdown attacks yet. He will be broken down by the time we get him, but we'll go for Bloody Penance. Yeah, he's broken down. And now we can use a concussion. So, he gets stabbed up a bit. And now he's down. You there? 10 damage, you motherfucker. I suppose we should try and deal with you. Now, they're both damage-based attacks more effective against this enemy. What have you got? Bukovac. Howl. So you can make them suffer. Inflict damage equal to 8 for each enemy. So you're all about suffering, really. The lower the enemy's health points, the faster the skill speed. So you can make that guy suffer. And then because he's already suffering, we could divert to remove lots of points of focus, but I think damage is going to be the key thing against this guy. Oh, did we fail to select the updated version of our attack, action reaction? It looks like we did. It's going to take forever to get his focus down, so let's just give him a quick attack and possibly slow him down. Now that he's suffering. Oh, now we can do action reaction. So does one have to follow the other? Is that the way we work? Maybe. No, you're already suffering. Fixed damage equal to 8 for each enemy afflicted by suffering. Doom gets faster the fewer points they have. The fewer health points they have left, but it's still going to be very slow for the moment. So we could go with that. We could switch back to Upir and get back some HP, because there might be reinforcements coming. So yeah, can't hurt, I guess. He's still suffering for a few more turns. Yeah, we'll give him a quick attack. Potentially interrupt his attack. Get back some HP. We've just straight up knocked him out. Good. Now then. This guy has a trait that makes him immune to our attacks. Traits are related to different dimensions and can be disabled. Attack him with a Salutator that belongs to the same dimension as the trait. Or take away all his focus and launch a strong attack. Attack with Upir to disable. Okay, we can do that. Upir, what have you got that's quick? This. So even though that's not an attack, it's just a skill, that will get the job done. That's good. Do we try and reduce his state? He's not suffering, but we could make him suffer. Give ourselves perfectionism again. Now it's on for 7 rounds again. So, 1, 2, maybe 3 rounds to make him break down. Yeah, he's going to get a shot off, I think. He's going to attack this round, but we do have a 60% chance of slowing him down. It looks as though we failed. And he has shot us. That's fine. Because we can now break him down good and proper. Now it's time for big old fisticuffs. Okay, it's not fisticuffs, it's just a shot. Get wrecked, friend.
That was so enchanting. Spectacular. You with a scowl and a puffed out chest, and them dropping like flies in the blink of an eye? Collapsing on their own, becoming delirious? Extraordinary. Konstantia Shabowska, the Warsaw Courier. Would you care to give me an interview?
Thank you, but I'm already late.
Yeah, we don't want to speak to the papers about things when we could be going to our funeral notice. Our father, or not? Different surname, so I assume not. Parish announcements. Okie doke. Now, where would we want to put our extra point? Do we want to spend it yet, or do we want to save up until we can get another? Because, yeah, we can't put any more into mind right now. So, let's save that point, and let's go into the funeral service. Let's do some more reading. Here we go, Stanislaus obituary. He was a thaumaturge. I guess that's why those shady guys were here. They were just protesting against thaumaturges in general. Okay, I guess speaking to that lad is probably the way forward now. Oh no, we could pop in.
I'm sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Thank you.
Please, forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart?
I don't actually know.
I'm curious myself. I haven't had a chance to find out.
Yes, I understand. My condolences, once again. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
So, he said we wouldn't remember him, so he was an old friend of our father's, I assume? Maybe he suspects foul play.
I knew you'd turn up.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Stasha loved you in his own way. You look well. Lygia said you found some quack healer.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You don't recognize me, do you? But do you remember who taught you how to shoot starlings?
Uncle Voronian, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I probably wouldn't recognize myself anymore. Go look in on your sister. She's worried. We'll talk at home.
Cool, we got a note.
Sister?
Victor,
And we got a sis.
I'm so glad you came. I wasn't sure if my telegram had reached you.
I'm glad too. How are you holding up?
All this caught me off guard, but for now I don't have time to think things through calmly.
Have you written to Mother?
Yes, but what can you expect? You know what Nadia is like. It was never her style to show up for family events like this. It's getting late, and we've still got the reading of Papa's will ahead of us at home. And I'll leave you two alone. I suppose you've got your own matters to clear up.
I suppose we should say goodbye to the old man.
Fine, let's get this over with.
Wonder what he's left us in the will.
It was me who got it right in the end. Back then, on the train platform, was the last time we saw one another. 15 years ago. After brief suffering, fell asleep in the Lord. Brief? I hope not.
Come on,
Did you
Victor.
write this yourself? A tyrant, bigot, and liar, mistakenly absolved, died after suffering all too briefly. That's better, and definitely closer to the truth. The day you died, you visited me in my dreams. I was a child when you hounded me out of here, and I remember you as you were back then. But in my dream you looked older. You gave me hell as usual. You didn't believe I'd succeed. You were wrong. I've come back with 2 salutars.
Victor, I want you to be a bit nicer to your poor dead father. He's gone now. Whatever harm he did to you, he can't do any more.
I'm sorry there are so many things I didn't get to say to your face. All those years, I said them over and over to myself in my head. How you were never able to admit a mistake. You never sought blame in yourself. Someone else was always guilty, never you. Mother because she wanted something for herself in life. Lygia because she wasn't born a boy. Me because I was born a thaumaturge, but I didn't want to live following your principles. And now... Farewell, Father.
Am I intruding?
You've got a villainous beard, my friend.
What do you want?
Well, what do people come to funerals for? I came to pay my respects to the dead. Stanisław and I were acquainted. You might say I knew everything about your father. Mr. Victor Szulski, isn't it? Your absence from Warsaw has happily come to an end, I hope.
I wasn't planning on staying.
I don't think so. I intend to leave as soon as I wrap up my family obligations. I doubt we'll have time to meet again.
Who knows? Again, my condolences.
I didn't catch your name.
My name's Kaniechkin. Ivan Kaniechkin. Goodbye.
Ivan. No doubt we will see Ivan later.
Such interesting friends you had. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
That happened when we got off the train. There's Salvators that are up to no good. Eat dirt. Okay. An offensive note, trace unknown. We had our differences regarding methods, but we shared the same goal. Your friends in Thaumaturgy. Okay. So, one of the notes is from someone who didn't like Father very much. The other one is his colleagues. And this one, S, was apparently very close to Father. Yeah, it seems that Father had friends and foes alike. There's a tombstone for Nicodem. Very well. And we've got a new point. So we will continue to build up our heart, I think. Adrenaline Rush will give us a chance to increase damage for 5 turns. That's kind of cool. What else can we learn in here? Josephina. So yeah, it's the family tomb. I think we've rinsed it of everything to read at this stage. So it's time to head on out. And now time to go to the family home. But that is going to have to wait till next time. So until then, thanks for watching, friends. I will see you soon at the old family home.